I'll just say this about Deebo Samuel. I'm not second-guessing anybody. You didn't ask, but this is why I don't like to see his workload increased. Did you really need him to return kicks? Did you really need him to return kicks? And this is why, Jan, I'm trying to be good today, but this is why the dudes always, hey, let's use Deebo this. How about you just, you say, you know what I mean? Steiny, talk to me, man.
I was listening to the Weekend Show with Dan Devone and Evan Giddings.
Good show.
This weekend, and
I'm out.
Deebo Samuel's name was brought up, and Evan Giddings made it clear. He said, I wouldn't call Deebo Samuel injury-prone. He gets nicked up a little, and he's probably not going to play 17 games, but he's not injury-prone.
The log would back him up on that.
Yeah, and I agree. But
he's always Bobby Brady limping off. You know what I'm saying? Just the Super Bowl, he'll come out for plays. And Green Bay, he's out in the first half, doesn't come back. But I'm like, that is the guy that should not do more. If he does more, you want it in the passing game, which he did Sunday. Now he's got a calf, and I just wonder, hey, they increased his workload a bit. Why? What'd they do, Goo? They had him return kicks. Was it worth it? Well, I got the answer. No.
I think he just stood back there for the kicks. I don't actually think he returned one.
In my mind, he returned them, Steiny. It's just like in other words, Evan has the game log to back him up if you look at it.
So in other words,
but he limps off more than anybody.
Okay, so this is so you'd like a coach to. We're playing without McCaffrey. Okay, our next best weapon is Deebo, but we can't use him because we're scared.
Well, I don't know. Why did Mason only get 20 totes? After having 28.
Willard came in here and gave you that explanation.
Which one?
It was the same explanation that I'd given you all day.
Which was?
However, when Willard used the same explanation,
obviously it didn't resonate.
Oh, boy.
I don't remember. What was it?
I think you're right.
What was it?
It was 20 rushes when you're behind for two scores.
They were down 60 that game was never, we're down 23 or 18 points. We got to let it fly. No, I'm not the only one, and I love Will.
Evan?
I don't agree with that. I'm not the only one saying they gave up on the run too quick.
48 rushes, first two games.
No, we're talking about Sunday against the Vikings. Well, why did you only give them 20? First and goal, and you throw it 3 times. I'm just saying. And you got a beast back there, a mutant, who punishes and finishes. So we got the ball deep down.
You're not – see, here's the thing. Yeah. You don't worry about Mason getting worked too hard, but you do Deebo. You got to give the ball to your playmakers.
Mason doesn't have a Carfax report right now because he's so new. You like that?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. My feeling is when you're down players – you rely more on your stars. You want them to rely on their Scribinis, I guess.
Oh, J.P. Mason.
Garendo. Let's get Garendo 15 touches.
He may get Steiny.
He stinks.
Steiny. You hadn't even seen him enough to declare that.
The bottom line is their young players didn't have a great game on Sunday. 888-957-9570. Let's go to Jonathan. He's at work, and he's coming down Evans Road right off the bat. Jonathan, he's at work, but I don't know where it is. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing?
What's going on, guys? Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Goo, I have a question for you. How much money does Deebo Samuel get paid to play this game of his professionally?
A lot of money, a lot of chicken.
And Goo, maybe the writing's on the wall, brother. Maybe we're not wanting to read it. Maybe we're too scared. Maybe Deebo is not our answer. If this man cannot be used to play the game that he gets paid really well to play a game and stay healthy, just like I said with Trey Lance, maybe this isn't the career for Deebo, or maybe the position he's playing isn't for him. But he's getting paid a lot of money to say yes, sir, and do a job that he can't be healthy for, Goo. We need someone to be healthy. Goo, help me, man. I need to make sense out of this because it seems like every season we got to count on one thing. Deebo's gone.
I'm not laughing. He limps off with the best of them, Steiny. He leaves like Evan, the injury prone, you got me, brother, because the game log will back you. But just the little the little nicks and, hey, the pointing to the leg or down on the ground. We saw it Monday against the Jets. I just hope that this is only 2 weeks and he's Joe Burrow with the calves, Steiny, and he comes back and he's effective.
Well,
but nobody can ignore
maybe the
pressure
writing's on the
Purdy.
wall, brother.
Huh?
Michael's in Napa. Hey, Michael, how you doing? What do you think about Deebo Samuel? How the 49ers going to get it done without him?
So here's my take on this.
All right.
So a couple of years ago, Deebo is wondering if he's a running back or on wide receiver money, even though we use him a lot for running back. Then this season, Christian McCaffrey goes out, and Deebo's sitting on the sidelines thinking, wow, my reps are going to go up. I've already told them I didn't want a lot of these reps to get hurt. Then last weekend, you see him over the middle, he throws like Purdy getting over that middle linebacker and getting clobbered. Now all of a sudden, now I've got a leg strain, and I'm going to be out too for a couple of games. And lo and behold, you get Christian McCaffrey and Deebo back around the same time. That's awfully coincidental in my book.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if they come back.
He sounds like some of my conspiracy friends, Steiny. I'm not biased. Deebo wants to be out there, but again, 8 catches, 110 yards. He took some pounding, but I just can't believe me driving home yesterday with this McCaffrey news and before hadn't played, and now Deebo's out. So you a lot of people want to see Marcus Thompson. Great article in The Athletic again about people are really watching with their binoculars. Steiny, all right, Brock, are you that guy?
Let me ask 49er fans this. Don't you think they should? Don't you think 49ers should be watching Brock Purdy the next 2 weeks? Because it does mark a significant difference in the kind of team he's quarterbacking. And won't that give you perhaps a better objective assessment of what he can do? I look at that as a positive. And as long as it's early in the season and we haven't gotten to the midway point or in the second half of the season, I think this is a blessing in disguise to get to take a look at Brock Purdy the next 2 weeks. Because if he rises to the occasion, I think we can all acknowledge then the questions are answered. If he doesn't rise to the occasion,
that's where I'm fixated on.
Okay, well, good.
So all this goodwill that he's created when the team's healthy, I'm asking.
Yeah, I want to see
which weighs more.
I want to see Brock quarterback a team that's loaded, which he's had the opportunity to do for a year and a half, and now I get to watch Brock Purdy quarterback a team that's banged up, and he's going to have more responsibility, you would believe, and I think it's a great opportunity, not just for Purdy, but for the 49ers. Listen, it's out there. It's been out there.
That's heavy.
That he can't, that he's taking advantage of all the weapons that he has, and that he's a product of the greatness around him. Okay, people have differing views on that. I get it. But to me, this is going to be fun the next 2 weeks to see Brock Purdy quarterback without as many weapons, and you'll get a more maybe objective view of how he would quarterback a team that's maybe not an elite team this upcoming week.
Would you liken it to the 3 games that they lost last year when Deebo was out and Trent was out?
Yeah, I would.
And we don't forget that, but it didn't erase all the good that he's done, I guess. And I'm with you. It is going to be exciting. Now, if you're Kyle, I'm sure it's not, but I heard Bonte this morning with him and Shaskin. He was right. Niner fans, Steiny, if they win 3-0 down in L.A., Levi's South, that'll suffice, But there is another scoreboard all of a sudden now is what are we getting from Brock Purdy without some of the Avengers?
I mean,
2 of them.
Look, I've been someone who said for the last year or so that the one thing about Brock Purdy, without making any kind of judgment on whether I think he's great or I don't think he's very good, but I would before he gets paid. I'm glad that I get to see him play a couple games like this. I just do. And whether you like it or not, if he doesn't play well the next 2 weeks, then we do have something to talk about.
Wow.
We just do. And the 49ers, I look at this as, look, Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. How good is he? How good is he? I think we'll get a better taste of it against the Rams and against the Patriots, and then against the other team they play after that they're going to have to play without McCaffrey. To me, I'm going to almost look at this as as a positive. At least
you called it,
knowing that these guys are going to come back in weeks 4 or 5 or 5 and 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they don't, well, then he's going to have to quarterback a longer stretch without his weapons.
This is crazy.
We'll get. Now, let me ask you this: why is it crazy?
Because I didn't foresee early week one, no McCaffrey, and then week 2. After a big game for Deebo and us talking about how great a shape he's in, him being like, it's come real fast, Donnie. That's why it's just like what you've talked about. And me, I think I blew up at you. Like, why would you want to see that? And here we are, week 3, going into week 3 against the Rams. It's upon us.
I mean, again,
it's crazy.
This could be, and I'm not saying, well, Brock may not get paid. I'm not saying anything like that. But you cannot deny that we're going to get to view Brock Purdy the next 2 weeks at least through a different lens. And the 49ers will get to see that too. And so, yeah, these are the 2 biggest games of the regular season for Brock Purdy, probably in his short history.